So today we're talking all about decompression and why it's important to decompress your new rescue dog. So this is way too often overlooked, and it's one of the most important things you need to do if you bring home a new rescue dog. Hi and welcome to our channel. If this is the first time here, my name is Stephanie, this is my big boy, and I am a dog mom to 4 rescue dogs as well as a dog trainer, and I also volunteer for the charity that brings over my beautiful dogs from Oman. Here's one of them. Pandakam! Ah, Pandakam! Yes! So this one, not you, this one here is one of my Wadi dogs, and this one here is big boy. So today it's all about decompressing your new rescue dog, what it is and how to do it. So in a nutshell, decompression means that when you bring home a new rescue dog or any dog basically into a new environment, that you allow the dog to explore and adjust to the environment in their own time. So there is no pressure to hurry them along or anything. You just want to let the dog take their time as much as they need. And this can obviously differ from dog to dog, and you want to give the dog the time to adjust to the new environment, the new routine, etc. So removing the pressure of hurrying your dog along. And this is really important, that we give our dogs the time to be able to adjust and to basically de-stress, empty out that stress bucket. And I filmed the whole video about a dog's stress bucket, which I will link up here somewhere. And that you basically do not put more pressure on the dog, but let them empty out the stress bucket so they can come to a baseline where they then explore anew. Otherwise, you will just imagine a bucket that is already full, that is kind of like overflowing, and you just add in a couple of shots and this will just spill over. So you want to give the dog the chance to basically let their own stress bucket empty out first before you add in anything new. So you can help your dog to decompress by having a safe space ready for the dog. And a safe space can be a bed, it can be a different room, it can be a crate, whatever the dog is used to or is comfortable with. Some dogs, if they're really anxious, if they're really scared, they might be more comfortable being under a table or in something darker. So maybe a crate covered with blankets or whatever. If a dog is coming from abroad and it's the first time they are in a home, then being in a crate might not be the most ideal thing if their own experience with a crate has been when they traveled from, for example, Oman to Paris or Amsterdam and then being in a cab taxi to the UK. So there might have been a negative association with a crate, so you figure out what works for the dog and what doesn't. It can be a bed, it can be a spot on the sofa, whatever. And you want to make sure that this is their safe withdrawal space. So if a dog needs space, the dog can go to this place, and the dog will be, and this is important, left alone. This also means that you're not waking the dog up because they are so cute and you just want to cuddle them and you're so ready to love. No. Give the dog space. Let them be if they are in their safe withdrawal space. And I add this should be a no-brainer, but I just add it in case, well, I figured out it's not that much of a no-brainer apparently. But if you have visitors over, which you shouldn't if you get a new dog, like, let them adjust to their environment first. But if you have people coming in and out the house, etc., make sure it's away from visitors, away from distractions, that it's kind of quiet. Use baby gates or whatever you need to, so the dog is kind of like protected and has their own space. Then the second thing you can do to help your dog decompress and basically help them settle into their new environment is establishing a routine. So be predictable. At the beginning, create a routine. The rescue dogs thrive on routine. So have a certain time for food, for meals, for walkies, potty time, etc. So they can get used to what is happening and then can adjust into these routines. Once at the beginning, you might not be able to take the dog out. For example, this big boy here, who is being all big and cute, he was way too scared to go for walks, so we would have to ditch a few walks at the beginning, and this is completely fine too. Make sure they know where to go potty, but do not force walks onto them if they are not ready yet. He by the now loves walks, and he's totally happy and excited to go on walks on his own with just me, with his doggy siblings or whatever. But yeah, make sure to give the dog time again to adjust to the new routines, new environments on their own time. You also want to use positive reinforcement when you start to settle in your dog, start training your dog, building a bond, building trust with your dog. So I highly recommend you're going to check out my article on Do No Harm Dog Training. Yes, my love, hello. And to focus on what you want the dog to do more of rather than what you don't want the dog to do. So this means you basically are going to reward what the dog naturally does, so the dog knows what is appreciated and what is expected. So rather than telling them off, etc., you just basically use what they do right, what they do well, and then you reward them for this. And this way you can then build the bond, but also give the dog basically a reward for doing what you want them to do. So being calm, you can introduce a marker word like nice or prima, something you can stretch, etc. So, you know, the dog just learns that it's nice to be calmly. Thank you, Panda. Do I get kisses? That's very sweet, thank you. Please keep in mind that if you adopt a dog who has been really scared or who has maybe been found as a stray, who has maybe had negative experiences with dogs, that they might be really wary of food, or that they might even be too anxious or too nervous to take food. So then it might just be that you leave the food or put the food away from you, from yourself, and maybe you just put the food into their safe space, etc. So over time, they will obviously learn to trust you more. And if you have seen one of my videos, Chucky, he's currently asleep, so I didn't wake him. But Chucky, my deaf dog, is super anxious and he will be way too nervous to take food outside. So it just takes some time. Sometimes, in some cases, but most doggies are very food driven, so you can reward them. And if you want to reward them constantly, just remove the amount of what you feed from their daily food allowance, and maybe have some reward stations around the house so that you have treats ready to go, or like reward, yes, basically ways to reward them. This could also be a stroke, this could be like touch, whatever works for the dog. Again, at the beginning, the dog might not be yet comfortable with touch. So keep that in mind and find ways where you know the dog likes to be rewarded. For a lot of, especially bully breeds, this could be verbal praise. For the waddies here, this is often food. So whatever works for your dog. There Chucky comes. There he comes. We just talked about him. Hi, Bubs. Hi, Bubs. Yes, there you are. Hello. Are you awake already? Not yet, right? Stay sleepy. You stay sleepy? Stay sleepy. Stay sleepy. Ears still back. So if Chucky's really sleepy, then his ears are back. Hi. Hi, Bubs. Hi, Bubs. Oh. Right. Then you also want to do gradual introductions. This means that you introduce new people, new places, new things, new routines, whatever. Whatever it might be, that you introduce them slowly to your dog. So do it gradually. Just make sure you do not overwhelm your dog. And as I said, like this one here is very scared. So at the beginning, I could not have kissed his head or whatever. He's still not that great with like people coming to the house. He's still scared. But some people he is fine with. And also now that people give him a thumbs up in the park. So he loves this, but it took him really long, whereas Panda and all my other dogs were way easier and way cooler with like visitors coming over, etc. So you want to make sure you understand your dog's preference, what they are cool with, what they have been used to maybe in the past. So if, let's just recap, like not every dog is, you know, an intense case. You might just have a simple rehome where a dog has already lived in a home, has been loved, and maybe the owner passed away or whatever. So you get a dog that is, of course, like maybe a bit confused, but it hasn't had any major trauma, etc. So in this case, the dog is very well used to walking on the streets. So you can obviously do more with a dog like this than you could do with a dog like Chalky or Panda, who has never lived in a house, who has basically never been domesticated or like been in a domestic environment, and who is very anxious by nature. So take your time, and the biggest tip I can give you when you adopt, especially one of the waddies, like from Muscat Dog Adoption, that organization I volunteer with, then if you think you go slow, go even a bit slower. So really, especially at the beginning, take it very, very slow. And if you want to learn more about the 3-3 rules, or what to expect the first 3 days, 3 weeks, and 3 months with your new rescue dog, then I will link a video up here somewhere as well. And another aspect that is super important when wanting to get your dog used to wanting to get your dog, yes, can I just look in the camera, wanting to get your dog used to your new home, their new life with you, as well as basically learning to decompress and settle into their new life, then patience and understanding on your end is really important. I know that we have this expectation of, you know, we are so ready to love a puppy or a dog that we rescued, and we expect them to be ready to be loved and be happy and cuddly and whatever. Chances are they might not be there yet, so give them time, give yourself time, remove expectations. And it can be tough at the beginning, but please know you're not alone. If you have no one in your environment who, or in your surroundings, who understands and who can relate, then please do reach out to me. You have a safe space here, and yeah, you don't have to go through this on your own. It's very normal, the overwhelm, all of this. So just take a deep breath yourself, and also your dog. Let them breathe, let them calm, let them basically settle, let them arrive in your life, at your home, and just, yeah, cut both of you some slack. You can find another video where we talk a bit more about signs of stress in dogs, which I will link somewhere here as well, which I recommend you watch next. Otherwise, have a little browse on my channel. There's a lot of videos for new adopters and rescue dogs. Take care.